Hello. Today we will explore 10 inspiring quotes by Eleanor Roosevelt that can change your view of life. 1. The quote, "No one can make you feel inferior without your consent," highlights the importance of self-respect and inner confidence. Eleanor Roosevelt suggests that the power others have over our feelings is limited, unless we allow their opinions to define our self-worth. People may criticize, judge, or underestimate us, but those words only gain real influence if we accept them as truth. When a person believes in their own value and abilities, negative opinions lose much of their impact. This idea encourages emotional independence and strong self-esteem. Instead of relying on external approval, individuals should build confidence based on their own principles, efforts, and achievements. The quote also reminds us that insecurity often comes from within rather than from others. By choosing not to internalize harmful judgments, we protect our dignity and maintain control over how we see ourselves. In essence, Roosevelt teaches that true confidence comes from understanding that self-worth is determined internally, not by the opinions or criticism of others. 2. The quote, "The future belongs to those who believe in the beauty of their dreams," emphasizes the power of vision, hope, and belief in one's aspirations. Eleanor Roosevelt suggests that meaningful progress begins with imagination and confidence in the possibilities of the future. Dreams represent goals, ambitions, and ideas that inspire people to move forward despite obstacles or uncertainty. However, dreams alone are not enough. Belief in them is what motivates action and persistence. When individuals truly believe their dreams have value and potential, they gain the courage to work hard, overcome failures, and continue striving even when success seems distant. History shows that many great achievements began as simple dreams in someone's mind. This quote reminds us that the future is shaped by those who dare to imagine something better and have the determination to pursue it. In essence, Roosevelt teaches that faith in our dreams is the first step toward turning them into reality and creating a better future. 3. The quote, "Do one thing every day that scares you," encourages personal growth through courage and stepping outside of comfort zones. Eleanor Roosevelt suggests that fear is often a signal of new opportunities rather than something to avoid. When people only stay within what feels safe and familiar, their development becomes limited. Facing small fears regularly, such as speaking in public, trying a new skill, expressing an honest opinion, or taking on a difficult challenge, builds confidence and resilience over time. Each experience teaches valuable lessons and proves that fear does not have to control the decisions. Gradually, what once seemed intimidating becomes manageable, and self-belief grows stronger. The quote also highlights that progress rarely happens without discomfort. Growth requires effort, uncertainty, and the willingness to risk failure. In essence, Roosevelt's message is that courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to act despite it. And by doing something challenging every day, people expand their potential and become stronger versions of themselves. 4. The quote, "Great minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, small minds discuss people," highlights the different levels at which people focus their attention and conversations. Eleanor Roosevelt suggests that the depth of a person's thinking is often reflected in what they choose to talk about. Great minds focus on ideas, concepts, innovations, philosophies, and solutions that can shape the future and improve society. Discussing ideas encourages creativity, learning, and intellectual growth. Average minds tend to discuss events, meaning things that have happened around them, such as news or daily situations. While this type of conversation is common, it often stays on the surface and does not always lead to deeper insight. Small minds, according to the quote, focus mainly on other people, gossiping, criticizing, or judging personal lives instead of exploring meaningful topics. The message of the quote is not to insult others, but to encourage higher thinking. It reminds us that by focusing on ideas and meaningful discussions, we expand our perspective, develop our intellect, and contribute more positively to the world. 5. The quote, "Happiness is not a goal, it is a byproduct," expresses the idea that true happiness is not something we can achieve by chasing it directly. Eleanor Roosevelt suggests that happiness naturally appears as a result of meaningful actions, purposeful work, and positive relationships. When people focus only on trying to be happy, they may feel frustrated because happiness is not a constant state. Instead, It often emerges when individuals dedicate themselves to things that give life meaning, such as helping others, pursuing passions, learning new skills, or building strong connections with people around them. Happiness grows from the satisfaction of progress, the joy of contributing to something larger than oneself, and the sense of living according to personal values. The quote reminds us that a fulfilling life is built through effort, purpose, and engagement with the world. In essence, Roosevelt teaches that happiness is not something we directly obtain, but something that appears naturally when we live with purpose, integrity, and genuine involvement in life. 6. The quote, "Life was meant to be lived," expresses the idea that life should be experienced fully, actively, and with curiosity, rather than spent in fear, routine, or hesitation. Eleanor Roosevelt suggests that life is not simply about existing or waiting for the future, but about engaging with the world, exploring opportunities, and embracing both joys and challenges. Many people hold themselves back because they are afraid of failure, judgment, or uncertainty. However, avoiding risks often leads to missed experiences and unrealized potential. Living fully means trying new things, learning from mistakes, meeting different people, and growing through every stage of life. Difficult moments are also part of living because they help shape character and resilience. The quote reminds us that time is limited, so it should not be wasted on regret or passivity. In essence, Roosevelt's message encourages people to approach life with courage, openness, and enthusiasm, making the most of every opportunity to learn, grow, and truly experience what life has to offer. 7. The quote, "You must do the thing you think you cannot do," emphasizes courage, growth, and the importance of confronting fears. Eleanor Roosevelt suggests that personal development comes from facing challenges that feel impossible or intimidating. Often, self-doubt and fear hold people back from achieving their potential, keeping them within comfort zones. By attempting tasks that seem beyond our abilities, we test our limits, gain confidence, and expand what we consider possible. Overcoming such challenges not only builds skills and resilience but also reshapes our mindset, showing that perceived limitations are often mental rather than real. The quote encourages persistence, bravery, and proactive effort, reminding us that growth and achievement lie on the other side of fear. In essence, Roosevelt teaches that true strength and self-discovery emerge when we confront obstacles directly, tackling the things we believe we cannot do and turning them into opportunities for progress and empowerment. 8. The quote, "When you cease to make a contribution, you begin to die," emphasizes the importance of purpose, engagement, and meaningful action in life. Eleanor Roosevelt suggests that human fulfillment and vitality come from giving, helping, and creating positive impact. When people stop contributing, whether through work, creativity, learning, or support for others, they risk stagnation, loss of motivation, and a decline in both personal and social vitality. Contribution keeps the mind active, strengthens relationships, and gives life meaning. It can be as simple as sharing knowledge, helping a neighbor, or participating in a cause that matters. By continually contributing, individuals feel a sense of purpose and connection, reinforcing their own growth while benefiting society. The quote reminds us that life is dynamic, and active participation in the world is essential for both personal well-being and collective progress. In essence, Roosevelt teaches that staying engaged and giving back is what keeps life vibrant, meaningful, and alive. 9. The quote, "You gain strength, courage, and confidence by every experience," emphasizes the transformative power of experience, both positive and challenging. Eleanor Roosevelt suggests that each situation we face, whether it is a success, failure, or difficult circumstance, teaches valuable lessons that build inner resources. By confronting obstacles and stepping into new or uncomfortable situations, we develop resilience, learn to trust ourselves, and strengthen our ability to handle future challenges. Confidence grows not from avoiding difficulties, but from navigating them and realizing our capacity to overcome adversity. Courage emerges as we repeatedly act despite fear or uncertainty, and strength accumulates as we endure and learn from experiences. This perspective encourages an active and engaged approach to life, where even setbacks are opportunities for personal growth. In essence, Roosevelt teaches that every experience, especially the challenging ones, contributes to building a stronger, braver, and more confident self, shaping individuals capable of achieving their goals and facing life's uncertainties.